Okay, so we are recording, and basically, I wanted to just say, first of all, say welcome to this no hype, no bullshit webinar. If you are a little bit offended by a few little, I'm gonna try to keep it as PG as I possibly can. However, this is gonna be a no bullshit webinar, and that's just the way it is, and that's kind of how I talk. So I hope to not offend anyone. However, if that does come out and you are offended, I'm sorry. But that's just the way it's going to go. So first off, I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to pull this up. And we're going to just get straight into it. So what we have here is the no hype, no bullshit, how to generate an actual additional income that will relieve unwanted stress from our roller coaster economy so that you always have something to fall back on. So who is this webinar for? It's for anyone who has ever watched a webinar where the person who's presenting it spends an hour beating around the bush and takes forever to get to the point of the story. I'm sure we've all been through a seminar or some kind of presentation where it's like, come on, man, just get to the point. This webinar is for anyone who is ready to take control of their future, anyone who understands that it takes both financial and time investment to build anything worthwhile. It's for anyone who is tired of having their lives just dictated by others and elements out of their control. So like when I used to work in the oil field back in the day, I just hated the fact that I was told when to be at work, where to be, how to do my job, what to say, what to wear, and worst of all, what I was worth. Somebody literally told me what I was worth, whether that was $20 an hour or whether that was $35 or $40 an hour. Somebody's telling me what I'm worth. And when I ask for a raise, they're telling me no, which tells me you're not worth an extra dollar an hour. And that just drove me nuts. But we're going to get into more of that. This is for anyone who's tired of the economic roller coaster that we're dealing with. I don't know how the state's economy is right now, but I know in Canada, especially Alberta, like we're really taking a beating here with the economy. So this is for anyone who's just tired of that. Who wants to just cut the crap and hear the actual info they need? Drop a yes or a no in the comments. If you're watching this live, go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the comments. If you're just whatever it is that you feel. Excuse me. Are you tired of hearing about how people have the secret sauce to creating a successful online business, but then not giving it to you straight and kind of beating around the bush and just you kind of feel like they're hiding something from you? Are you tired of working your life away for the man or the woman, but never really getting ahead in your own life? Are you tired of missing out on family functions and activities due to either having to work or lack of funds? Who is this webinar not for? Anyone who is not wanting to add more income to their life? Anyone who doesn't want more time freedom in their life? Anyone who doesn't understand that a short-term extra hustle can create a long-term benefit for them and their families? Anyone who's not willing to do the work it will require to generate an extra income. Yes, there will be some work. I'm not gonna tell you that it's just gonna be super easy and it's all gonna be handed to you. That would be a straight up lie. And I'm not here to lie. I'm here to cut the bullshit and tell you how it is. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. Anyone who is here simply because they have nothing better to do. So if you're a tire kicker, this isn't for you. If you're just here, just anyone who's negative and thinks that they're going to throw me off by saying a bunch of negative shit in the comments or try to throw somebody else off, this just isn't for you. So if you see some negative stuff in the comments, it happens all the time. So don't be shocked by it. Don't be alarmed. It happens all the time. There's always somebody out there who's trying to debunk the system. So what can you expect from me here? I'm going to give it to you straight to the point, no bullshit version of what we actually do and show you that it's actually possible for you as well. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, 30 to 40 minutes or less. We are going to do a Q&A at the end, so it might go a little bit longer than that, but I'm going to try to keep this as short and to the point as possible. I'm going to show you a real way to create an actual additional income with minimal time investment, but like I said earlier, it still will require some. I'm going to provide you with a real business blueprint that myself and many others have leveraged to create real incomes for a few years now. I myself have been doing this for almost 3 years now, and it's working just as good as it was from day one. What you're not going to hear the 3 secrets to building a successful online business formula. I just find that so cliche. And when I jump on a webinar or I'm trying to learn something, I'm just like, come on. Everyone's got the same script, the same crap that they're trying to present. And I just don't want to do things that way. I want to give it to you straight. And let me know in the comments if you appreciate that more. I'm just curious. I don't think anybody's ever done it like this before. So this is kind of a first thing for me. It's a first thing for you. So let me know if you prefer that. You're not going to hear a long drawn out speech of me hyping myself up with all my highlights to make you feel like you should just do this just so you can surround yourself in my presence. It's not the way it is. It's like, if you want to do this, we do this. If you don't, we don't. That's just the way it is. Not going to hear about how awesome we are at what we do. I have nothing to prove in that department, so let's just get to it. You're not going to hear a huge value stack for the offer at the end, then get presented with a super seemingly low price if you start today. I don't know. Some people find that effective. I'm not going to do that. I think you guys are going to understand the value of this throughout the presentation. So I don't need to price stack and make it seem like this is worth tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think you'll get the point throughout it. So we're just going to skip all that crap. In fact, let's get that part out of the way right freaking now. Like I said, I do not want to waste your time or mine. If you're not in a position or ready to start up with us today for a small deposit investment of $99 US, which is roughly 130-ish if you're in Canada, because we get screwed on the exchange rate, then you have a decision to make. You can either continue to watch for the info, which is fine, or you can just go ahead and exit now, because that's what it's going to be at the end. So it's up to you on what you want to do there. I say deposit because if within 14 days you are not completely satisfied with what we have here, you can get your money back, no questions asked. Now, I'm going to get into the details, but I wanted to be upfront with you guys and tell you that that's what's going to be at the end of this thing. So if you're not prepared for that, then I guess you have a decision to make. More details on this to come later. So can we make a micro commitment at this point with each other? Just drop a yes or a no in the chat. Just let me know if you're enjoying this so far. And I just want yes or no, can we make a little micro commitment? I promise to keep this to a no hype, no bullshit webinar. If you promise that at the end of this, if you feel it was informative and obviously worth it, and we're able to answer all of your questions, that you at least very minimum jump into our platform and run it for the 14-day trial to see what it's all about. Now, I can't see the comments right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that there's a lot of yeses being dropped right now, which I hope we get to all work with each other. So we'll just jump into it. So who is Jesse Garnier? Well, that's me. And I know I said I wasn't going to draw this out, so I won't. I'm a former oil and gas slave in Alberta, Canada. That's me way back in the day when I used to drill water wells. It was a super messy job. I actually enjoyed the job, but it was just like when the economy went down, there's a whole story behind it, but I'm not going to bore you with those details. But that's me, used to work in the oil and gas industry. Now I'm an online and offline entrepreneur. I currently run, I'm working on business number 5 right now as we speak. This is me. I did a speech back in Edmonton, Alberta, back in November, and I just kind of said, like, I'm going to be a future multi-bazillionaire. And then the whole thing was like, even though that's not a thing right now, it will be when I'm done. So then one of my buddies and his wife actually created this shirt for me that I'm wearing in that picture. I'm a leader and influencer of many. That's me giving a speech down in Vegas to a whole bunch of our team. I've been a top sales producer for every company I've ever sold for. So throughout this presentation, you'll kind of have a better understanding of what that means. Most importantly, I'm a family man. My family is why I do everything that I do. That's me on the left-hand side. That's my daughter, Gracie, on my lap. That's my beautiful wife, Mackenzie, and my son, Tanner. The three people in this world that I will literally do anything for. I'll drop everything at a drop of a hat to make sure that everything goes perfectly in their lives. So that's why I do everything that I do. Now that we got that covered and the boring stuff is out of the way, let's just dive right in. The famous question that I often get asked is, what do you do exactly? It's pretty simple. We sell products for companies online by using latest trends and technologies, putting technology on the front line instead of you. Then when a product is sold, we get paid out a commission based on the product we sell. No, you don't need to fill your basement with a bunch of crap, and you don't need to pester your friends and family to buy a bunch of stuff that they don't need. We show you different ways to do this with, well, I'll get into more details there, but that you don't need. I'm just covering the common questions and the objections that I get when I tell people this. Similar to how a real estate agent generates their income. So the way we make money is very similar to how a real estate agent would make their income. They take your house. So for example, if you have a house for sale, they would take your house, they list it, they advertise it, they show it, they do all the work, they complete the sale, and then you pay them a commission, and it creates a win-win, right? You sold your house, you're happy, you made some money, they get some commission for doing all of the labor-intensive part, and it's a win-win. Everyone's happy. So take this house, for example. Let me know in the comments if you recognize this house. I know, like, when I was putting this together, I was like, I got to use this house. So for example, let's say that you are Homer and Marge Simpson. This is you. You go, you find a realtor. They put your house for sale. They sell it, right? Which then goes over here. You shake some hands. There's a big value of money exchanged, right? Which then goes to you. But then you take one of those stacks off the top and you bring it over to the realtor. Creates a win-win scenario, right? Everyone's happy, everyone wins. Now, the reason I use this analogy is because it's something that most people can understand fairly simple. So it's pretty simple, right? Just let me know in the comments if you understand where we're at so far, if this makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then drop any questions you have in the Q&A section. What we do is a very simpler excuse me. What we do is a very similar concept to that, but it's a little bit different. There are a lot of really great companies out there with really great products. Their problem is that they do not want to do the advertising and the marketing of these products. Without any advertising, it doesn't matter how good your product is, you will not sell any. Let me know if you agree with that statement. You can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, then you're not going to make any sales, right? That is where we come in. It's called affiliate marketing. We find companies with great products. They build a structure that says, if you sell X product, we will pay you X amount of money. If it seems worth it to us, then we start promoting their products. There's no need to have your own product. There's no sense in putting time and energy towards your own product unless you know how to market and sell it. So what I'm trying to say here is, like, you don't need your own product. You don't need to worry about that part of it. What we need to focus on in the beginning is showing you exactly how to sell products online. And then once you have that skill, then you can develop your own products. You can take on other products. You can basically, once you have that skill, you're pretty much set up for life, because it's a skill that nobody can take away from you. Once you understand how to sell a product online, you literally can write your own paycheck for the rest of your life if you choose to continue to do that and you choose to be disciplined enough to understand how it all works. We show you the fundamental steps to starting with the basics on how to do it all. Just stick with me here if this isn't quite making sense. So here's a product manufacturer, right? And this is going to look very similar to the realtor example we just used not that long ago. They go and they find someone like you or I who may be sitting on a beach or sitting in our living room with a laptop ready to promote their products and make some sales. We then sell their products out because we're really good at what we do. They then do a transfer of money, which then goes to us, right? Looking very similar to the exact same thing as the realtor thing. And then they take a small portion. Well, some depends on the product, I guess. Some of the products that we deal with range from anywhere from 30% commissions to 54%, which is pretty good when it comes to commissionable sales. They then take it to us, that's me or you or whoever it is that decides to do this. And it creates a win-win, right? It's looking very similar to how the real estate one went. Does this make sense up until this point? I just want to be super clear here. I may be asking you this a lot, but I just want to know, does this make sense? Yes or no? And again, I can't see any of the comments, so I'm just going to assume that it's saying yes. We will do a quick scroll through at the end and answer any questions that come in. So have you ever been through a process like this? Again, yes or no? I want to keep this interactive if we're watching this live. If you're watching a replay of this at a later date, then there probably won't be a chat roll. But while we're live, let's get interactive. Let's see. Have you ever been through a process like this? I can pretty much guarantee that you have at least once, because it's the same process we use to get you on this webinar. So that's proof that the process works right there. Now, to do this on your own, you would need a whole bunch of stuff. You'd need to find products and companies to sell for. You'd need to build your own websites. You need to email your potential customers info and updates on a very regular basis. You'd need to track everything. You'd need to close your own sales, and you'd need, like, yeah, you can do this on your own, but you'd need some kind of guidance on how to pull it all together without pulling all of your hair out and throwing your computer through a window, right? I'm sure we've all been to a point where we've been just frustrated, and you just want to, like, pull your hair out or throw something through a window. I know I've been at that point before, and it just helps when you have guidance and mentorship and people to point you in the right direction, right? Just for the programs and technology you would need to get all of this up and running on your own without us, it would cost you anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month, and that doesn't include any hands-on guidance. That's just for a program to build your website. That's just for a program to email your customers on your behalf. That's just for tracking software. That's just for, like, the little odds and ends that you're going to need to buy a domain, to do like, all that stuff is going to run you a lot of money, a lot more than just $99 a month, which is what we're charging. And well, I'll get more into that, but that's basically, you get all of that with us here. If you decide to jump on board with us, it's really a no-brainer if you ask me. So if you were to do this on your own, that's a huge thumbs down. What you can do is jump into our hands-on, click-by-click educational platform on how to do all of this and get access to our proprietary high-end products list, and find out in our discovery process and our offers sections how you can start selling the same stuff all of our top earners are selling to earn massive commissions per sale. You can get access to our platform that is going to track and email your potential customers on autopilot, get access to top-level online business training for a fraction of what most people are charging for less information. I personally have paid up to $16,000 US. So if you're in Canada, just do the math on that, because I'm Canadian. I've paid up to $16,000 US for training courses and stuff to get into stuff very similar to what we offer. And it was really good information, and it was probably worth the money, but we're pretty much offering the same thing for a very small fraction of that. Gain access to a community of people who want to see others succeed so bad that they're ready to help you, even if they have zero benefit from it. Learn from people who are not only claiming to have results, but actually have results. Get access to a one-on-one advisory call after you go through our discovery process with somebody who is specifically trained to help you build a custom roadmap to get you from A to B. What you're probably thinking at this point, this all sounds pretty straightforward and simple, but I have no idea where to start. I have minimal sales skills, no online marketing skills, hardly any time to put into a new project. I don't even own a fancy computer, blah, blah, blah. The excuse factory is what I call that. Quite simply, I would be lying if I didn't say that this is going to take some work. If you're not prepared to do some work and make some minor short-term sacrifices, then this is probably not for you. And I say that just because I want to be straight up and cut the bullshit with you guys. I'm not going to say that like this is set it and forget it. Like, you do have to maintain this stuff. You do have to, I think if you can invest like 1 to 2 hours a day into it and just be consistent with that, then you're going to have a really good shot at this. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to like go out and just give up your full-time income right now. I would never recommend that to anybody. I always recommend to get to a point where you're comfortable with what you're generating from this before you go ahead and do something like that. So I say if you can commit to 1 to 2 hours a day, it doesn't have to be even in one solid like shot. You can do like 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, half hour here. Like, it's possible. You just have to stay consistent. You have to show up in your business every day to make it work, to make it grow, right? I told you I was going to give it to you straight and no bullshit. So I hope, again, like, just drop a yes or a no in the comments. Like, are you appreciating how straight up this is and how like non-bullshitty this is? I hope so. Truth is, if you want to change in your life bad enough, you will do what it takes to learn the little bit you have to learn to make this a success for you and your family and the ones you care about. This is building a legacy for the ones that you care about. Like I showed you before, the picture of me and my kids and my wife. That's why I do this. Like, yes, I do love what I do on a daily basis, but there's also days where I'd rather be doing other stuff, but I still decide to show up in my business because I know that's what it takes to get to the next level. So if you want more out of life, you have to do more in life. That's just the way it is. If you have the ability to learn any other skill, so whatever job that you're doing right now, if you had the ability to learn that job, to learn that skill set at some point in your life, then you have what it takes to do this too. It's just that we get so wrapped up in thinking that we just can't grow anymore. Oh, I'm not smart enough to use the internet. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to not try at all. It's like we just get so scared and chicken shit that we just decide not to take chances and try to test our skills and push our boundaries and push our comfort zones. Like, to me, it's just bullshit. So if you have the ability to learn any skill, then you have the ability to learn this too. Anything you say against that is pretty much an excuse, unless you literally like have a learning disability. So what is it that you will have to learn? It will be up to you to learn enough about the products you choose to promote through our discovery process and with your advisor. So you're going to have to learn about the products and we're going to show you all of the products. You're going to learn all about everything that you have the ability to promote within our system. And then with your advisor, they're going to advise you on what the best route for you to take is. Then you'll need to set up some advertisements. And yes, we teach you how to do all of this. So don't jump the gun here and don't be like, well, I don't know how to do that, so I'm just not going to do this at all. Like, we're going to teach you. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to show you how to do this. We're going to show you exactly how to build and attract potential customers to be interested in making a purchase, which will then result in you making a commission. So don't stress about not knowing all of the details right now. We're not even going to get into that today, because that takes that's a whole other, that's what you're paying for the curriculum for. And it's going to take a little bit of time. It's probably going to take about a week before you have everything set up. And we're going to show you literally click by click exactly how to do it. We help with the entire process. We did everything we could to take the legwork on our end and make it so that you do the minimal front end work, and we do the heavy lifting on the back end for you. You'll have ongoing support and mentorship throughout this entire process, or journey, like I call it, forever. This is what we're really known for. You're doing this for yourself, but not by yourself. You will learn everything you need to know when you get started. Once you're registered in the system, you'll first book an advisory call. From there, you'll watch our entire discovery process. It's about 3 to 4 hours. specifically designed to get you thinking like an entrepreneur by first figuring out where you are right now in life, financially, the time you can put into it. Then figuring out where you want to go. So I like to reference a GPS here. So if you plug in a GPS and you say, this is where I want to go, but the GPS doesn't know where you are, then it can't build you a roadmap. It can't show you the directions to go, right? So same thing here. We need to figure out where you are, and then we need to figure out where you want to go. And then through the assistance of the advisor, you're going to then, you're going to make a plan. You're going to go from there. Then you're going to have a one-on-one advisor. Yeah, so basically what I just explained. A GPS cannot tell you where to go unless you know where it wants to go. We need to figure that out before building a roadmap. So exactly what I just said. Then from there, you'll gain access to our full curriculum explaining the tactical steps required to build the foundation of this exciting new venture. You will then learn top-level Facebook advertising strategies as well as other advertising platforms. You will have the ability to learn and leverage from our community to get you from knowing nothing. You don't have to know anything about this industry. When I first started, I barely knew how to turn on a computer. I didn't know that there was such thing as Facebook advertising. I didn't know that. It's just one of those things that I had no idea. Which still has the potential get you from knowing nothing and growing through the steps of beginner, which still has you still have the potential to make some serious cash just as a beginner within our platform. We've had plenty of people do it. Myself is a perfect example. This all happens on your schedule. We have found a way to work all of this around your schedule. So if you have 1 hour or 15 hours per day, you can/want to put into it, we can work 100% at your pace. So basically what I'm saying here is that the training that you're going to go through is mostly all recorded videos. So you can just like log in, watch, it'll just pick you up right where you left off. You just watch it, whether that's at 3 a.m. or 12, whether it's at noon or 3 a.m., doesn't matter. It'll always pick you up right where you left off, and it's built to work around your schedule. Now we need to make a decision. I could obviously go a lot more in depth, but I told you this was a no hype, no bullshit webinar. And other than hyping it up any more than I already did, this is all of the basic information that anyone really needs before deciding to jump on board or not. We can sit here all day and talk about it, or we can just jump in and start creating results. Results are the only thing that matter at the end of the day. You can say, I wish I did this, or I could have done this, but the result is what's going to prove. It's going to be the proof. It's the proof of the pudding, or whatever the hell that saying is. I do want to also say that there are no guarantees of income here. Your results are based 100% on the energy and effort and willingness, your willingness to learn. Although there are no guarantees for income, there's also no limits to the income you can create. So what this means is that there's no guarantees per se. However, there's also no limits. So if you can dream it, you can probably achieve it. Like I have huge goals, and I'm not going to go into my goals because this isn't about me. This is about you. But I have huge goals, and I have a plan to hit them, and it's going to be great. And you can either choose to jump on board, or you can choose to watch me do it and just always wish that you could have done it. The choice is going to be yours here in a second. Imagine having as many employees as you want working 24/7 for you with the click of a button. That is the power of the internet. I don't know if people really understand that. You set it up, then it works while you sleep, play, hang out with your family, go on vacations, etc. You set it up, and then it does the work for you. You just got to keep on top of it every day, just a little bit every day, and you just keep on top of it, and you have all of these ads out there that are bringing in potential customers and making you money, and systems that we put in place to automate a lot of the processes so that like you can go and enjoy. This is how we get away with saying like we can live the best life we want and still make an income. It's not rocket science. It's just leverage. It's leveraging the internet, leveraging systems and technology. That's all it is. And the best part is you can have as many going as you want at any given time. So now go ask your boss if they'll pay you 24/7, even while you're off enjoying your life. Maybe you're off vacationing or off sitting on the beach or hanging out with your family. You want to just take a day and chill out with your kids. Ask your boss if they're willing to pay you for that time. I'm pretty much sure that I know the answer to that question. Some people ask, why the internet? Well, with the click of a button, you can have thousands of eyes on whatever you're selling, then send them all through a pretty much automated sales process to close the sales. Like, why wouldn't you want that? To me, that's gold. Like, imagine having a restaurant where the only customers you can attract are the people that are willing to take time out of their day to actually go and visit your restaurant, which, yes, restaurant is a great business model. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that like, if you could have another option where you can have thousands of people see your stuff and they don't have to physically go anywhere, like, why wouldn't you want that? That's why. Ready to get started? Yes or no in the comments. I'm just curious. Are you ready to get started? Every day that passes by from this moment forward could be lost income and lost time. Start right now for a small deposit of only $99 US, which is about 130-ish Canadian, with a 14-day money-back guarantee for whatever reason. You don't even need a reason. Whatever, like, if you don't like it, you just get your money back. We don't want your money unless you want to be here. That's just the way it is. We are removing the risk from you and putting it on us because we're so certain you're going to love this. When you do get past the first 14 days, you are no longer eligible for a refund, and the $99 charge will turn monthly. This is to maintain and grow the system to continue to be able to provide top-level technology training resources to everyone involved. Even at that, as I said before, saving you $800 to $1,200 a month if you were to go out and do this on your own without us. P.S. I'd pay $99 for even just a chance at almost automated income that runs even while I sleep. Yes, I've made money while I sleep. There's no better feeling than waking up to an email that's like, your income has increased. And I'm like, boom, today's going to be a win. PSS. We all know you've blown more than that on dumber shit before. So, like, yeah, that speaks for itself. Common objections at this point. Why is there a deposit required? Just imagine how many people we would waste our time with training them, then to find out they fall off the face of the earth because they had no skin in the game. How do I know this isn't a scam? Technically, you don't. But think of it from my perspective. Would I tell you that I currently live in Edmonton, Alberta, and show my family's faces if I was promoting a scam? That's a hell no. Also, how could a scam be so openly promoted for so many years without being busted or shut down? You just got to use common sense here. Or is it maybe, just maybe, that we actually have something here that is actually working and helping people? You can be the judge of that, I guess, but just know that I do have better things to do than waste my or your time to just promote some joke. Why is the 99 in USD if you're in Canada? Well, that's because I'm selling the same curriculum and training that I learned everything I know up until now. That is one of the products I sell online, and they just happen to be an American company. But that's okay because we can still sell anywhere in the world, which, again, all of this proves our process works if you are even a little bit curious. So if you're even a little bit curious at this point, just imagine how many other people there are out there that are like, hell yeah, I'm jumping in on this. So that proves that it works. Okay, then who is the company you're promoting here? They're called a Global Affiliate Zone, so for short, GAZ. So do not be shocked when you land on a page of theirs that says $99 to get started. That is exactly where you want to be. If you do any research on them, and I put this in there because I just want to debunk this whole thing. I'm not saying not to do any research. All I'm saying is to keep in mind that when reading reviews and reports, you'll come across some that say, blah, blah, they do this, blah, blah. Then they will lead to their own better offer at the bottom, typically. There are two types of people who usually write these reports. And just keep this in mind if you're doing any research. I'm not saying not to do research. I'm just saying keep this in mind when you are. People who have tried it before, so this is the type number one. People have tried it before, did not do the work to succeed. So as humans, most of us find it easier to blame their lack of effort on the platform rather than just saying, you know what? I just didn't do the work. That's why it failed. So they'll go out, they'll write a report saying, these guys took this money from me, blah, blah, blah. They didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just being like, you know what? I just didn't do the work. It just didn't work for me. It wasn't something I was into, whatever the case is. Number two, somebody in an industry who relies on people researching us to then find negative review because we are drawn to negativity for some weird reason. So these gurus, I say gurus, go out and write these negative false reports that shoot us down, and then they pitch you on how great they are and how, since you are obviously interested in starting an online business, you would be better off starting with them rather than us. So what they're doing is they're taking people who are interested in what we do, they're trying to divert your attention over to them so that they then can be like, at the end of the day, they make money off of you purchasing their system instead of ours. Now, that's not how I choose to do business. That's not how, like, to me, that doesn't show any kind of respect, or it's just super, super poor way of doing things. I'm sure you guys would all agree. Just drop a yes or a no in the chat if you agree with that. But both of these types of reports drive me nuts, and that's why I wanted to include this in here for you. So if you do any research, you are educated on what to look for. Once you see that stuff, you can again make your own decision on what you want to believe. I'm not here to prove anything, but simply point out the facts and the truths about what's actually happening here. Now that we've gone through all of that information, did I hold my promise of keeping this non-hype, no bullshit? Just let me know in the chat. If you answered yes to that question, then it's time for you to hold up your end of the bargain. Do you remember what that is? We agreed that at the start of this, if I was able to deliver a no hype, no bullshit webinar, that you will be ready to get started as soon as we ended. So if you're ready, then this is going to be super easy. Just click the button. Well, there's not going to be a button on the live, but if you're watching a replay of this at a later date, there's a button below this video that says, let's do this. Or if you're watching this live, you can go to your internet browser. If we're going to have somebody drop this link right now in the chats. So just watch for it if you're ready to go. It's ft25joinnow.com. If you want to go, like if you're watching this at a later date and you don't have the link easily clickable, so just go ahead and click that whenever it's dropped. You should see it coming from Cindy on the Zoom meeting, and you should see it coming from Brett or Keith on Facebook Live. So go ahead and do that if you're ready to do that. Now, obviously, I can't force you to do anything. If you're a man or a woman of integrity, then let's get this thing started. If you agreed to that little agreement we made at the start. If you have any further questions, I would never expect you to jump into anything that you need more clarity on. So reach out to whoever it was that sent you here in the first place and ask them anything you need clarity on. So there was a lot of different people driving traffic to this webinar presentation that we're on right now. So just reach out to the person who sent you here and ask them anything that you need clarity on. If that person is me, then reach out to me on Facebook Messenger on my page at the Jesse Garnier, and let's get those questions answered. Then we'll get you rolling. I kept this to no bullshit. So please do not feed me a bunch of excuses as to why you can't get started. I'm a no bullshit kind of dude. I would rather hear this just ate for me than my dog ate my credit card. It's just the way it is. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. That wraps up what I had to say. I'm super excited to work with everyone who decides to jump on board right now. I'm over the moon to work with you guys. If you do not, that's fine also, as long as you're okay with spending the rest of your life wondering what could have happened if you'd only taken that leap. If you only, you can move on from this and just kind of not do it, but you're going to always wonder what could have happened. I'm the kind of person, I just like to be like, you know what, there's an opportunity, let's jump on it. Rather than 10 years down the road, still hating my job, still not satisfied with my life. I wonder what could have happened if I would have just jumped on board with that really great sounding opportunity I listened to 10 years ago. So it's your choice. Do whatever makes you happy. Only you can make that decision for you, so make the right one. The link again is www.ft25joinnow.com. Or click the button below this video if you're watching a replay. let's do this. Any questions? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. I am going to go ahead and stop sharing. So that was about 42 minutes. That's pretty good. I told you 30 to 40 minutes. That's pretty decent. So I hope that brought some clarity. I see 2 questions. It is a monthly fee or one time. So it is monthly. However, you get the 14-day money back guarantee on your initial first $99 purchase or deposit. Is there a minimum length of time we're locked into? No, this is a great question, and I completely forgot to touch on that. There is no contracts, there's no quotas, there's no nothing. It's simply month by month. You can decide to quit or stop at any given time. So you can go ahead and, yeah, that pretty much covers that. So I would say that I did pretty good if that's the only questions we got in the Q&A. Anything in the chat? I'm not looking at the Facebook chat right now. What is the monthly fee? So it's $99 a month. After the $99 monthly fee, which is the base package, you can start. There's a whole bunch of different options and ways that we can direct you. That's why we recommend going through our discovery process first, and then you go through the offers section. So make sure to go through the discovery process, and this will all make sense once you're actually on the inside. Go through the discovery process and then go through the offers section, which you'll be easily navigated to. It's literally like it'll walk you step by step. And then you have your advisor call. The advisor is then going to help you map out a game plan, customized to you, customized to your situation, the growth that you want, and all that stuff. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Do you think this will be for me? I know that I have at least 4 to, oh, this would be perfect for you. Yeah, like we have so many stay-at-home moms that just like are crushing it right now. They're bringing their husbands home. They're making their husbands jealous because they're making more money than their husbands. It's great. I'm the fiance of Jason. I kind of gathered that. But yeah, so I hope that this made sense. I hope you guys got some value out of this. Obviously, I could keep going for a long time. I can just talk and talk and talk forever. But I want to respect your guys' times. I want to make sure that this is as quick and short and informative, cut to the chase as possible. I hope I was able to hold my end of the bargain in that. Now it's up to you guys to hold your end. Will there be a replay of this? How long will it be up? So yes, there will be a replay of this. It will be going live. It will be, so if you're in our Facebook group, our Transformation Factory group, then there'll be a recording of it just all in there. It'll just be on the news feed because we went live in there. So that's one way to watch it at any given time, as well as once I get the replay back from the cloud there. So when you record on Zoom, they send it to the cloud, which nobody really knows what the cloud is or where it is, but then it sends me a link, and then I'm going to be blasting out the link for the replay of this to anyone who wants it. So thanks for the great webinar. Just asking, me and Jesse are in the same city. Nice, cool. Yeah. Is there a time limit to sign up? No, you can do it at any time. But like I said, every minute that passes from here forward could potentially be a minute of lost time or lost income. So you want to jump on it as soon as you can, because obviously, like every moment, like if you're not over the moon excited about this right now, then you might want to check your pulse, because like this is something that I know when I first heard this information, I was like, I need to jump on this. And I was like, just take my money. I don't like $99. Like, I don't even care if you keep it. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I need to learn more about this. Where do you get the products from? So we've already got lines of products. We've already got different product lines and stuff like that. You're going to be introduced to all of that stuff as soon as you get into the system and go through our offers section. We're going to be adding a whole bunch of different stuff to it very shortly within the next month or two. Actually, I shouldn't even put a timeline on it because I don't know for sure when that's going to happen. But yeah, we're constantly adding to it. We're constantly making sure that this is as easy and simple as possible for everybody, and fits everybody's needs. So whether you already have products, maybe you have a business, maybe you just want to learn how to market online. Is it kind of like selling on Amazon, eBay? Not really. No, so Amazon, they do offer an affiliate marketing platform. But with companies like that, like you're basically limited to like 10 to 15% commissions, which kind of like isn't very great, especially when you're dealing with products that are like $15, $20, because then you're making like not very much money. Where we deal with more high-end stuff, I only want to deal with the best of the best, and yeah, that's what we deal with is really high-end stuff with really high-end commissions that's in super high demand. So just wondering, are you selling the same products as these two guys that do a webinar that sell? I don't know. Could be. I don't know who these guys are. But yeah, so can we pay with a prepaid credit card? Yes, you can. So you can pay with any major credit card: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Visa debit. You can go to Walmart, you can get a prepaid card from there. Just make sure to load it. If you're in Canada, make sure to load it with enough funds. I usually recommend 140 just to make sure that you're covered across, like just to make sure that it doesn't get declined because you were like $1 short or something. So we would have to get the companies to work with us, right? We've already done all that stuff. You come into it, you don't need to have your own products. You don't need to find your own products. We have all that stuff for you. So this isn't about the products, this webinar. This is about the opportunity to learn the skill set, to get into the curriculum. Once you're into the curriculum, we show you our everything. We open the doors, we show you exactly what's what, and we lay it all out on the line. You get the opportunity to choose what you want to promote out of the products that we have. You can also just take the knowledge from it and promote whatever the hell you want. So like I said before, this is a skill set that nobody can take away from you. And yeah, I heard you need an Apple for the platform. Is that true? No, I don't know where you heard that, but it's not true. You don't even, like, we've had people with nothing but a smartphone create really big results from this. So you don't even necessarily need like a super fancy laptop or anything. Like, we've had people with all sorts of technology go through and make it work. Like, the only difference is on a smartphone, you're a little bit limited to what you can and can't do. And the layouts are going to be a little bit different compared to the training videos that are recorded that you're going to be watching. But other than that, if you can navigate a smartphone pretty good and you're pretty hands-on with that and handy, then you're fine either way. So we pay taxes just like a regular business would. Yeah. Oh yeah. So as far as taxes go, you're going to be responsible to pay and track and all that stuff, your own taxes. Obviously, I'm not an accountant, so I recommend talking to an accountant once we kind of get the ball rolling. You don't need to like go and start a corporation, or if you're in the States, I think they call it an LLC. You don't need to go and do that right away. I would like, what I recommend is just kind of get the ball rolling, start making some sales and see how things go. Once you start making some serious money though, then definitely talk to an accountant, figure out what the best game plan is for you. I just can't give any advice there because I'm not an accountant. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything. I really want to keep this to less than an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and end this right away. Go ahead, click that link. If you're watching this after, if you didn't save the link, www.ft25joinnow.com. It's pretty straightforward. Just go to that website. You can click the link that Cindy just dropped in the Zoom. We're going to drop it again in the Facebook Live. And I hope you guys got some value. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And I tried to keep it as short as possible, as non-hypey, no bullshit as I possibly can. And I hope you guys appreciate that. Till next time, love and appreciate everyone. Super excited to work with everybody who jumps on board, whether you're coming in directly with me or directly with somebody else. I'm super excited. I'm going to be working with probably all of you at some point throughout We've got tons of group chats, tons of support that I manage that you're going to have access to, and you're going to see a whole community of people that just want to help you. So again, I hope you guys got, the gift cards, right? Yeah, no, I almost forgot about that.